So Artlist just dropped Studio, and it's basically a complete shift in how AI video production is going to work moving forward. You build characters once, you build locations once, and then you can drop them into as many shots as you want with full consistency. All the camera, lighting, and lens controls are built right in, so you're not fighting with prompts anymore, you're actually directing. And in this video, I'm gonna walk you through the entire flow from scratch, and we're going to recreate a real cinematic scene so you can see exactly what this thing is capable of. But before we even open the tool, let me show you a 20-second clip that was made entirely inside Studio.
Building surrounded! Rooftop! Don't move!
It's over, Mike.
We're just getting started.
So what you just saw was made entirely inside of Artlist Studio, and by the end of today's video, you're gonna know how to build something like this yourself. So let's get into it. So first of all, sign up, create an account, and go to Artlist Studio. In case you don't have an account, by the way, you could grab my link down below, and if you sign up with my link, you are gonna get 2 free months of any of the annual plans. So that's a nice little bonus. And on top of the 2 free months, since Studio literally just launched, Artlist is running a special deal. If you sign up for any of the pro plans, you get an additional 50,000 free credits to start creating with Studio. But this offer is only live for 7 days, starting on April 20th. So between the 2 free months and the bonus credits, now is probably the best time to get started, and the link is going to be down below. Anyway, once you are here, you can go to your projects, like so, and you're going to land on this page. So this is the screen you're going to see next. Now, we are about to create a project of our own. However, you obviously just saw a video moments ago. That is actually an official demo made by Artlist team. And so in case you want to look inside of that video and really understand how it was made and what prompts and scenes it consists of in all details, you can click here on open project, and it's going to take you to essentially behind the scenes of the video we just saw. Don't worry if it looks overwhelming. I'm about to cover everything in today's video, but just showing you kind of ahead of time that it's, you know, here for you to look into it and really study and research, because some of these scenes involve a lot of detail. So it's a great educational material in case you're actually going to be using this flow a lot yourself. But anyway, enough talking. Let's actually go ahead and create a project of our own. So I'm going to exit out simply by just clicking back into Artlist Studio. And now I'm going to have to create a new project. So I think throughout this tutorial, basically what we're going to do is I will sort of a step-by-step explain you the studio and every button and step along the way. But as we go with the explanations, I think it's going to be more interesting if we create something of our own. And you know, when I was ideating this video, I was thinking of just scenes or visions, what I could create. And I think in today's video, we're going to do something like sci-fi, think like aliens. And so therefore, let's just call it sci-fi for the demo purposes and create our project. All right. So once you create a new project, you're going to see something like this. Now, I know this might look confusing, so let me just walk you through step by step every single thing, just so that it doesn't look confusing. So here on the left, the first thing, and arguably one of the most important things here, is the framing. And that is where you're going to set up your characters, your locations. You could even arguably, if you need to, upload your own images. Although I think it's more fun to create characters with AI, but we'll get to that later. So here you can just do your prompts. We'll also do that in a moment. And then you can also click here to do structured prompts. And that button right here eliminates the need from you to understand prompt engineering, prompt structure, and essentially Artlist just does that for you. And then once you sort of group together your characters, your vision, scenes, generate some pictures, you then are going to go here to directing to compile it all into videos. And speaking of videos, here in the bottom, you can also do length and then motion. So you can do particular visual effects. So like zoom in or really anything you would want, POV, whatever. And that is something else that you do not need to prompt. So you simply click onto whatever feels right and it's going to be implemented for you. And then you can also choose to have audio or not to have audio. You can also add here your character's voice or just auto-generated voice, whatever feels better, and then amount of videos, but that is simple. And then here on the right side, obviously videos are going to appear, and here you're going to have your start frame and end frame. And then here at the bottom, I do want to say something important. Here in the bottom, you're going to have like a timeline, and this is what the timeline looks like if I go back to the demo. So we have all the videos here shot by shot. That helps you to organize everything in the right sequence. However, I should say that you will still need to use video editor potentially to crop out some scenes, or maybe add some precise sound effects, or even really anything else you would want to add. However, I think this kind of does the job when it comes to sort of creating this visual pipeline for you, and once again makes it super easy for you to visualize everything. All right, so now that I've kind of talked about the whole thing on a high level, let's actually get into the nitty-gritty and start creating our sci-fi movie scene by scene. Let's just create a few scenes. So first of all, let's go back to the framing and talk about it some more. Like I mentioned, you have here the option to add an image. So in fact, you can upload literally an image from your computer. You could choose something from the creations you already made. Obviously, I haven't made anything, but you can also cross-reference something. So Artlist also has toolkit creations. And in case you don't know what that is, it's just like a regular image and video generator that is also a part of Artlist. And I actually made a video on that on my channel before, like a full course. So in case you want to know how that works as well. But my point is you can absolutely cross-reference everything across the platform if you made anything before. But obviously, we're creating something from scratch, so that's not relevant here. Now, the thing we're going to use now actually is going to be adding a character. So let's click into that. And so here I have a few options. So first of all, I have to say Artlist did a good job, and they put in a lot of characters. This almost feels like a video game with such a wide selection of characters. Seriously, you have a lot of characters here. So literally a character for every kind of scenario and movie is probably here, almost for every. But to make this more interesting, I want to create a character myself. Might as well show you guys. But in case you don't want to create a character, this is how it's going to look like. In case you want to choose one, actually before even selecting and committing to using it in a project, you can click right here on view and edit. And so you can basically view and edit this character. So let's say you want to use this lady. You don't want to go the extra mile and engineer your own character, but let's say you want her to be blonde. So all I'm going to do here is go to the bottom and be like, so all I'm going to say is change her hair to blonde. And now I'm going to click on generate. It's probably going to take a few moments. And so just like that, it did not need any complex prompting, just a single sentence, not even a sentence, a few words telling AI to change the hair color to blonde. And we got the result. And now what it's going to ask us to confirm is it's going to generate a few angles of that same character, and let's have a look at what we get. And so as you can see now, the character that we had moments ago with brown hair, now she has blonde hair. But I'm just showing you a high level idea and a way to take an existing character from Artlist's library and just put that character into your own project. But to make this even more interesting, let's actually go ahead and create a character of our own. And so after we just made after we just edited the character out of a library, you kind of understand the process, I would assume. But yeah, this is where it all starts once again if you want to create your character. So I've prepared a prompt, so I'm gonna just paste it right here. It goes like this: a space marine standing on an alien planet holding a rifle. So I could potentially click right here on generate initial pictures, but I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is here on the right side, I'm going to click on enhance prompt, just so that the built-in AI obviously enhances the prompt, making it just a better prompt after all. So you don't have to go back and forth with ChatGPT, because otherwise you would have asked ChatGPT to do exactly that, right? So here you can also do number of images to generate. So if you're running low on credits, or if you chose a plan that doesn't have that many credits, right? You're balling on a budget, you could do 2 images. And so we could see that for 2 images, it's going to take 600 credits. For 10 images, it's going to take 3,000 credits. So just keeping it real with you guys, I'm obviously going to do the, this option just so we have more data to work with. And so here we have our first batch of characters. And as you can see, they're all fairly different when it comes to skin color and the outfits overall. Some of them don't even have face featured. So some of them are looking like juggernauts or whatever. And that is because the prompt was quite open-ended. I intentionally did not, limit the prompt with too many details, because I just wanted to see the variations. And that's what I recommend recommend you guys to do. I mean, unless you have a very precise vision for what you are creating, you can always just, you know, do something, give it a very generalized prompt, and then have it give you back many options like this. So I don't know, they're all pretty interestingly looking, but I'm gonna go with this guy right here. So what we can do is we can just preview it like that, and then click into create character, and then we're going to go into a familiar menu here. And so as you may already know, you could edit anything here. So use this prompt box and you know, edit any details you would want to edit. You can also upload any images onto here and combine them with the existing image if also that is needed for you. But I'm just gonna keep him as is. So at this point, if I like the way this character is now, I'm gonna generate remaining angles just so we have all that data to proceed. And as the angles are being generated, you should also take a moment to choose a voice for your character. So listen through the voices. As you can see, Artlist is going to pick suitable voices on your behalf. So obviously all of these are male and adult, which makes perfect sense because the guy is a male and an adult. So what I mean is there's no like kids voices or women voices. That'd be strange to see here, right? So all you gotta do is just listen through all of them, pick the right one, and once your angles are generated, voice is select, you are then good to click on use in project here in the bottom. And as we can see, all the angles as I speak have been generated. So this is a close up, this is like a side view, and this is the back view. Everything makes sense. So now let's proceed and click on use in project. And so once your character has been generated, you can go here to add character, and as you can see, you're going to see the character right here. For some reason I might have missed this step, or you're supposed to name the character at this point anyways, but I recommend you naming your characters for, you know, organization purposes. Let's just do, I don't know, Ben is cool. So now before we finally compile everything together, you know, I know I've been talking for a minute here showing you everything on the conceptual level, but I just want to make sure you guys are on the same page with me, you know, making it as easy as possible for you guys. So the last thing I want to show you and walk you through is adding a location. Pretty similar, you know, flow to adding a character. So you already have a bunch of pre-existing locations for a lot of different scenes for different logic. So they're all kind of self-explanatory. Let's click into any of them. You can, of course, similarly to characters, you can click into the locations. You got different POVs. You can describe any changes you might want to make, and they're going to be implemented. So I did click into this random picture, and I just said change the lighting and setting to nighttime. I'm going to enhance the prompt. Remember to do that. And so now it's been enhanced, and let's see if it simply gets the job done. And so as you can see, the location has been enhanced. Let me get this prompt out the way. As you can see, it's the same room, but at nighttime. So pretty easy to edit. And now you can choose to directly use it in project, or simply to save the changes so that this location remains in your library. But anyway, to make this more interesting and of course suitable directly to the context of a sci-fi movie, I'm gonna go into add location, create a new one. By the way, if I go back real quick, as you can see, the location we just made, it shows up here in your presets, I guess. So anyway, I'm gonna go into creating a new location, and I'm going to type in this prompt that I created real quick, which is an abandoned alien outpost on a rocky desert planet at sunset. Enhance the prompt. Although I'd argue something like this already exists here in the library presets if you scroll long enough, but I just want to go with the flow for now. So let's generate this idea and see what we get. And so as you can see now, we've got a bunch of samples that have been generated. They're all pretty much the same, so it did get the job done. I do like, actually I do like them all in different ways, but I would go with this one. It just has a lot of contrast, and it's just a cool looking picture after all. So I'm gonna click on create location now, and similarly to the character flow, you now have the option to edit the picture on you know, individual level, or just generate angles right away. I'm gonna generate some angles because I like everything about this picture, really. Yeah, so let's get the angles done, and our first scene is going to be finished. All right, so the remaining images have been generated. We can now finally click on use in project. And by the way, something I did miss in the previous step when creating the character character, you can actually name your scene or character here directly in the project in the top left. So just click on this edit button, and I did name it desert. So click on use in project. So now let's finally generate our first scene. And so here's how this is going to go. So first of all, you need to either select your character. So you can just click onto the character and click on use in project. And as you can see right here, it's going to get selected. And same goes for location. You can just click on desert here and use in project. But to make this even more convenient, and there's actually another way of using these elements, so I'm going to erase them. You can actually use the add sign. And as you can see, this pop-up menu is going to appear with all the different characters and the locations. And so what I've done here is I've prepared this simple prompt, which is Ben walking through the ruins of the alien outpost at sunset, rifle ready. Okay, so now I can simply erase Ben here and click on add and select the Ben, making sure it's like the interactive or the word is interactive. I hope that makes sense. And then where it says walking through the ruins of the alien outpost at sunset in the desert, okay, and then rifle ready. So now with all these interactive elements being selected, I can click on enhance prompt, and so the elements should stay, but the prompt should get enhanced. So as you can see, the desert did not stay, so you should definitely keep an eye for that in the desert, so make sure it is selected. Okay, so before you actually click on generate, there's also a few things that I have not talked about yet. So first of all, here in the top you can choose a few things, and that is first of all choosing the model, of course. In fact, there's a lot of things you can customize here. So first of all, do choose the model. I'm going to go here with Seedream 5.0 because it's one of the latest models that's been added here. Next up, you can choose camera type. So for those of you that are like super advanced and you even prompt in things like the camera type or the lens, you no longer have to do that because you can now just choose your camera and the lens directly in the tool. So I'm not a big lens or camera guy, so I'm going to keep it on auto. You actually have iPhone 17 camera here as well, but I'm keeping both on auto just so that the AI can serve us the best vision possible. You can also choose 2K or 3K. I'm gonna go with 3K, why not? And also choose the resolution, so you can close it off like so. And here in the bottom, I already mentioned this briefly, but let's just go over again. So here you can also choose a particular angle. So I'm also gonna keep the angle on auto, but it's here for you. You can also do shot type. So if you're looking for anything specific, that can be chosen. And then lighting, I'm actually gonna go with probably rim light, so to make this match the vibe of the scenery. And then amount of pictures, let's go with the 4 pictures. And finally, let's click on generate, and the pictures are going to appear on the left. And as you can see, the pictures are going to belong to each shot. And I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here, but as we're about to create the second shot, if I click into the second shot, it's completely empty, there's no pictures here. But if I go back to the first shot, the pictures are here, the prompt is here. So think of each shot as its own creative environment where you only create each particular scene, and the shots just do not overlap with each other. And so here are our images. They all came out pretty much looking almost the same with minor differences. So yeah, before I proceed to the video, you could, let's say you want to do this picture, but you want to edit even further, you can click on edit frame. And then this picture, as you can see here on the left, is going to be selected as reference. And then you can comment on whatever change you want to make. But I think we spent enough time doing images, so I think it's pretty self-explanatory, right? So I'm not going to edit anything, and I like it anyways. So now let's finally create our first clip and the first animated scene for our project. So what we're going to do is, first of all, select the image that you like the most. So I've already said I like this one the most. Now what you can do is, once the image is selected, click right here on set start frame. And so what that's going to do is that's going to ensure that this image is going to be the first frame that you see in the video. Obviously, you can also optionally select an ending frame. So let's imagine this picture is something different. In fact, it is different. You know, he's wearing a helmet. So let's imagine all you want in this picture to happen is for this guy to put on a helmet, right? And so you would prompt in like the guy putting in the helmet, and he's just going to put in the helmet. However, it's a bit boring. So I'm actually going to remove the second frame and create this open ending effect. So I'm going to give AI the complete creative freedom over the output. So as you can also notice, in the directing, the character is already selected. The scene is also already selected. Now here in the top, we can select some things. So as for the model, I'm actually going to generate a few clips with a few different models just so that we can compare the results. But one of the more popular ones at the moment is Seedance 2.0. I think Artlist released it only recently, like a few days ago. So you can definitely check that one out. And for the quality, let's obviously do 720p, and then 16:9. Camera type, camera lens is going to be left on automatic. So for the duration, I will do 7 seconds. Motion, I'm also keeping everything on auto. Now I will do the character's voice because I did do a preset, and so number of videos, I will just do 2 videos. And of course, now we got to do the prompt. So I did prepare this simple prompt, and it goes like this: Ben walks slowly through the ruins, rifle raised, scanning for threats. Now let's enhance this prompt, and once the prompt gets enhanced, let's make sure that instead of he, it's going to actually say Ben, and just so that the consistency stays the same. And now let's get this one going. And so that was Seedance. I'm also going to do a generation with Kling 3.0, and let's get this one going as well. So the videos have been generated, and so I'm going to play them right now back to back so that you can have a look. So in case you generated multiple videos, just make sure that you select the one you like the most, or the one you want to be used in the project. Actually physically click onto that video, or you can also just delete the unneeded videos from here as well. Up to you, but make sure the one you want is selected. And then you can head over to the next scene. Simply create a new scene. Click on new shot, and the new scene is going to be created. Now, another cool thing I'm personally excited about, and I know for a fact is going to be extremely convenient to all the creators out there, is imagine this. You want to create an actual visual sequence. Like you want to create a 1 or even 2 minute long video that is going to be incredibly consistent from shot to shot. Well, the way you would do this traditionally before Artlist Studio existed is you would create this clip. You would then go to the very last frame, you would have to screenshot it, you would have to then take it to ChatGPT, get like get a prompt description of this last frame. You no longer have to do any of that because you can simply click onto the shot, you can scroll to very last frame of the video, and now you are going to see this button right here that says new shot from frame. Click on that button, and what's going to happen is it's going to take you to the next shot. In my case, it took me over to shot 4, but you can also just toss them around. So now this next shot, the starting frame is going to be the last frame of my previous shot. I hope that makes sense. So that way it's going to be incredibly easy for you to continue the motion of the video and just keep everything consistent and actually on track. And before we end this video, as a little bonus technique, I wanted to show you a rather advanced way of combining images. So let's just go back to the very first frame, and let's say we actually want to add another character. And I just remembered that in a previous tutorial of mine about Artlist, I actually created a character that could be suitable here. So if I go back to add character, I will click on new character, and then I will go right here to upload reference image, and I will go to choose from your creations, and I will then click into toolkit creators, and I will then scroll all the way down to choose one of those pictures, because I remember, as you can see now, it was also kind of like sci-fi theme. Let's just say I will choose this guy right here. So this astronaut, and I'm gonna click on use this file, and then just say create a character out of him. So these are the characters that we got out of this image. I'm just gonna click on this one and go with generating angles. All right, so I'm gonna now click on use in project, and so that character should be now finished. And so what I wanted to show you is how you can go ahead and edit any images at any moment. So let's say we want to go back to the first frame, and we want to have this image, but we want to add this character that I just generated into this image somewhere. So what we can do is we can erase this prompt, and now we can click right here on add image, and then we can choose from our creations. And as you can see, these pictures that were created here are also reflected right here. So we can choose this picture right here. And now as this picture is selected, we can basically say something like this. So I gave it a simple prompt like add Thomas, and Thomas is the character I just created. So add Thomas to the picture, but without changing the current character's positioning or any details. I could also enhance this prompt, just make sure Thomas remains interactive. And so let's see what kind of a result we get. And so here is the image. Now AI did give us some different results. So this is with the lighting toggled on, and this one is without any lighting. Now we could argue that this astronaut on the right is being a bit awkward. He's just standing there, but that is just because that's the kind of prompt I gave it. I didn't really specify any details. So I did tell it to, place the astronaut there without changing the main character Ben. It did deliver on the task. But yeah, I'm just trying to tell you here that you could generate anything, and then at any moment in time you can go back and then add more characters, or I'm sure you can do the same implementation and change with the location. Really, sky's the limit here. All right, but that's pretty much all I had for today's video. I did enjoy using Artlist Studio, and I think it's a really cool advancement for those of you who are creating AI videos all the time. Let me know down in the comments how you're going to be using it. And by the way, if you still have not signed up and you are going to use the tool, do so down below with my link, and you are going to get 2 free months of the annual plan, and they are running a special launch deal. So you are going to get 50,000 free credits, and it's only valid from April 20th until April 27th. So only 7 days. So make sure to take advantage of that. But that is all I had for today. Now, if you want to see more videos from my channel, you can click right here, and you're going to see a full YouTube automation course that I made recently. So if you're going to be creating AI videos, you might as well implement them somewhere, and creating YouTube videos is a good way to do so. So click right here and you're going to see that course. I'll see you there.